Damn, 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 damn. Today, we're gonna go see a dam. But first, yep, this is where we're going. Right here. Leslie E. Tassel Park. Now, I'm not recommending this by any means, but when I was a kid, if you just did that, then you had a good time. Now, you may remember the very first video I did was of the Ada Bridge in Ada, Michigan. And this is literally less than 1 mile away, but I think you're going to find this interesting. If you like ducks, the Thornapple River is for you. Thornapple is described as an easygoing stream. Doesn't cause any problems. It's never going to argue with you. This is going to be a river that could very well be your next best friend. We've got a boat. There's a nice pole for you to tie it to. Here, I see right by the river's edge a little cabin. Possibly it's been here since the old days when people would come up and down in canoes. Maybe the home of a river master who would come running out of this cabin in his union suit to throw you a life preserver if you happen to have your canoe capsize. This is a beautiful spot that you can just come to and relax. In the summertime, it's really nice to come here and just have lunch and just be alone with your thoughts. But they've also got some beautiful bronze artwork here. These are kids. This is what kids used to do, I think, before, you know, video games and iPads and iPhones and such. And the cool thing that I like about this is the artwork is so interpretive. That's what I love about this stuff. It's kind of a little bit of an interactive kind of a thing where you see the kids, but the kids aren't moving. So the way I interpret this art is, it's kind of like life. Sometimes it's easier for you to change yourself than it is to change the entire world. I can even make the kids run around me backwards. Oh, enough of that. Going to walk around here and take a look at some of the art. We are ultimately, though, heading way over there, if you can see it. That's the Ada Dam. It's one of 6 dams in this area. But let's just enjoy the river walk for a moment or two. You see we've got our second sculpture here. I believe this is a frog. Ribbit, ribbit. This is entitled Spring Ballet, and it's by the artist Andre Harvey. This was put here in 2012, and it's here by loan of the Frederick Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park, which we just checked out a few vlogs back. Make sure you go back if you haven't seen that. Beautiful. Uh-oh, look. Mallards. Quack, quack, quack. How close do you think I can get before they start scurrying off? What a beautiful spot. I'll try to go down these stairs here, see what happens. Should have brought some breadcrumbs. Oh, they're not being too timid. What a beautiful spot. This water is so clear. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to try to give you a closer look of it. Look at that. You can see right through here. Now, this will filter down into the Grand River right around Grand Haven. And the Grand ultimately flows into Lake Michigan, approximately 70 miles from where we're standing right now. And that's where we're going, over there, right over to the dam. And look, they put this nice little fishing dock here for you, in case you want to come out here in the summer. Major rivers and streams within the Grand River watershed were formed during the, help me out here, Pleistocene epoch. And basically what that means is this river was formed by glaciers moving back and forth some 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. At the turn of the 19th century, the Thornapple was home to bands of both Ottawa and Potawatomi Indians. In the 1830s, the Grand River Band of Ottawa had a village at the mouth of the Thornapple, and they were led by a guy named Nebuchadnezzar, and that translates into part of the day. During the early colonial settlement of Michigan, Rick Robinson, that's spelled R-I-X, the first permanent colonial settler of Kent County, married Sebequay, and in Indian that means river woman. She was the sister of Nebuchadnezzar. And they got married right here on this river. Imagine, if you would, before that dam was here, this was a free-flowing river, which basically means it had ups and downs and dry spells, and it had a lot of variety going on, and mostly you would see people coming up and down here in canoes. You would see Indians and fur traders. You betcha. Now they have walking paths over here. Some are more gravelly and some are more just more natural. But I want you to get a good view of where we're headed. That's the old dam, built in 1926. I'm going to take the path less traveled so you guys don't have to. There we go. Can I walk over this? Haha! I don't know, but we'll try. Let's do it! Yeah! All right. My God, imagine what must have been going on here hundreds of years ago. What a beautiful old stone wall here. Now this is here basically because this river can jump up 20 feet during different parts of the year, especially in the springtime when the snow thaws out. But what a beautiful old stone wall. Let's make our way up here, see what we find. See something up here on the left. Yes, it looks like some kind of primitive shelter, possibly made by some ancient vlogger who came here and got lost and couldn't make it back home. Maybe he had to build some kind of shelter so he could survive the night, if he did survive. Although I could see kids having a good time with this. Oh, I see somebody's been here having a little bit of a, I didn't know that you could barbecue cereal. Now, like I was telling you about the first settler here, Rick Robinson, R-I-X that is, when he came here, he married the sister of Nebuchadnezzar, and he also went on to establish the first trading post in conjunction with John Jacob Astor's American Fur Company at the mouth of the Thornapple in 1821 to trade with the Ottawa and Potawatomi. But by 1836, with the fur trade in decline, Robinson facilitated a treaty between local tribes and the federal government that opened up much of the area, including the Thornapple Basin, to white settlement. Robinson later purchased hundreds of acres around the mouth of the Thornapple River for the Ottawa to continue living on. Michigan, certainly back then, was also known for having a lot of logging. So you would see a lot of logs going up and down this river back around that time. And in order to build this dam, they actually had to clear away a lot of trees. And so they started selling that, and they started to build this dam. By 1862, Ada had a number of businesses which included general stores, a flour mill, sawmill, hotels, a blacksmith, a carriage maker, a boot and shoe store, 2 churches, a doctor, 3 justices of the peace, and an attorney. I was so tempted to say, and a partridge in a pear tree, but I didn't. Later, a basket factory was built next to the flour and sawmills on the Thornapple River. The river was subject to periodic flooding. Now, the worst flooding took place in 1904 and 1905. And a number of dams were constructed in the early 20th century for flood control and power generation. We're going to head up these stairs over here as soon as I can clear my way through all of these rocks. Oh, it's a tricky walk, but I do it for you guys. This is fun. Yeah. Ah. Oh, sure. This is a walk in the park. But it's fun. Whoa. Oh, yes. There we go, making our way over to the stairs. I should let you know a little bit about the wildlife here on the Thornapple River. The river has a lot of fish. A large number of species inhabit the river, among them sunfishes, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, rock bass, bluegill. You got your crappie, you got your pumpkin seed, and your warmouth, bowfin, brown, bullhead, minnows, common carp, chub, dace, and shiners. You got your suckers, you got your white suckers, and your red horse, perch, yellow perch, walleyes, darters, and my favorite, brook trout. Hey, guess what? We made it all the way over here to the stairs. Look at us. And that's where we just came back from. Now, these stairs going up to the power station are made out of wood. I thought they were stone, but they are wood. So please be careful when you come up here, if you come up here. These look like old railroad ties. Let's keep going though. A lot of holes up here. I'm probably not supposed to be up here. I'm guessing. But here we go. Look at this. Now you might ask why did they build this dam to begin with? Well, it's basically just to regulate the flow of the water, because sometimes the water would be so high that everybody's homes would get flooded, and then other times it'd be so low that they couldn't do any logging. They couldn't get any boats up and down. So they can open up these different ducts here. Right now they've only got one, and during the rest of the season they may open up one of the other 3 that they have, a total of 4. The Ada Power Station is a 1,400 kilowatt hydroelectric generating station located on the Thornapple River near the town of Ada, Michigan. The facility is equipped with a single vertical Kaplan turbine unit. And for you people at home, I would highly recommend the Kaplan because it's really the best turbine unit. The facility produces more than 5 million kilowatt hours of clean energy in a typical year. The Ada facility was originally built in 1926 by the Michigan Water Company, but it was significantly rehabilitated in 1984. I thought you might like to take a look at what's on the other side of the dam. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Now, when the power company first proposed damming the stream in the mid-1920s, they first had to purchase flood rights from the owners. The power company, in order to salvage the timber growing in the area, erected a sawmill. This is the backside of the dam, right here. During the 1950s, many of these generating facilities were becoming less economical to operate. As the cost of energy escalated in the 1970s, the federal government began to encourage the refitting of many of these old dam sites that had been shut down. Now, basically, there are 6 different dams on the river here, and this is just one of them. Like I said, built in 1926. Beautiful architecture too. I really like it a lot. But these were actually in operation basically through the 1960s. By the early 70s, it became somewhat expensive to keep them running. So they pulled out the equipment and shut them down for a while. But then later on in the 80s, they found out that power was too expensive and they were missing out on a lot. Now, although this used to be a working river with loggers and fur traders and sawmills, things like that, this is basically a recreational body of water now. During the summertime, you'll see a lot of boaters out here and people swimming, inner tubing, that kind of thing. It's nice to know that some of the most enjoyable things that you can go out and sightsee are totally free. And if you're in Ada, Michigan, I highly recommend that you check this out. It's right in the heart of town and so easy to get to, and probably a lot easier to get around when there's not a ton of snow everywhere. Another picnic table out there waiting for you. A lot of plaques all over this river walk. Here's one. For Winston, greener pastures, my friend. For all of us. And I wanted to check this one out. I believe I read about this one. It's called the fish story. That is one giant fish. Old fisherman telling a young boy how big the fish was that he caught. Reminds me of my dad. You know, back in the late 1930s, a lot of people out in the country didn't even have shoes. Oh, but he's got a slingshot ready to go. This better be a good story. You better believe it. Well, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed our visit to the Ada/Cascade Dam here in Ada, Michigan. It's really enjoyable. I hope you guys get out. No matter where you're at, you can find something really cool to explore. Bring some friends with you, and I'm sure you're going to have a good time. If you like these adventures that we're going on, please subscribe, ring the bell, share on your social media, and if it fits in your budget, we greatly appreciate anyone who goes to Patreon with the link below and makes a donation. It really helps things to keep on going, and we enjoy going on these adventures and sharing them with you. So until we meet again, I'm Brian, and there you go. Bye-bye.
Something old, something new, something for me, something for you. It's a big, big world. Let's check it out.